friends, welcome to the vlog of the week. Putting on some lip balm. I ended up buying this, the Lanolips 12 hour. It's technically like an overnight mask. It was 50% off at Ulta. I don't think it still is by the time you're seeing this, but I will say it smells like vanilla. It feels really nice. My lips, I woke up this morning and my lips they looked and felt so soft. I was like, oh my gosh. So anyway, loving it, not just for overnight, but I'm gonna fold some clothes and just chit chat with you guys. I need to get some of this stuff folded before it gets all wrinkly. I feel like that right there is the bane of my existence, where it is so difficult to get your laundry actually folded right away before it just like sits in a hamper, and I feel like it's more and more wrinkly and more and more wrinkly. The dryer that we have is one that it has a setting called steam refresh. And when I actually do it, I feel like it works pretty well, but it's one of those things where it'll like kind of sense how long it takes. And for bigger loads, like a full load of clothes, I feel like it ends up, it literally will release steam into the dryer. So it kind of gets things almost slightly damp again so that it can, like, you know what I mean? Actually get wrinkles out and kind of refresh it. Like I said, I feel like it works, but a lot of times it takes just as long as a full dry cycle. And so I'm like, at that point, it just feels like a waste of energy. I don't know. So anyway, I don't know. I don't use it all the time. This time I actually got everything out in time. So I feel like all of our clothes won't be as wrinkly as they usually are. And there's always those few pieces of clothes that we both wear all the time. Like my kind of linen-like pants, like this style. I feel like these can tend to get wrinkly unless I get them out. And if I do get them out in time, they're perfect. Like it's amazing. So anyway, you can see Mr. Pinocchio sleeping. So this morning, me and Felicity met my parents for breakfast. It was so nice at a restaurant nearby. And then we took our coffees to go and went to a nearby park. And it was so nice to just spend time with them. I'm trying to be more intentional about time spent with family just in general, but especially my parents. And, you know, for a while, my parents were helping through the week, like watch Felicity. And that worked out great, but it was so tricky to like work out, basically to try to figure out like, we don't want to get them sick. And so if the kids had a cold, we'd be like, okay, well, let's not do it this week. But it would be times where like I really needed them. Like I really needed a little bit of time to get some work done behind the scenes. And so anyway, so we haven't been doing that. Now we're just using the actual like daycare center for Felicity a couple days a week, as I've said. The reason I'm telling that whole story is that means that we were kind of getting to see them way more often. Same goes for like Tyler's mom. We were just naturally getting to see them more often, and now we aren't. And so I think we just need to be that much more intentional about finding time and planning to see them. And so that has been my goal this latter half of the year, outside of just holiday things, is trying to find times where we can actually see family. And it just gets tricky, like I said, for all of those kinds of reasons. So it was really, really nice. And the weather was perfect. And we got to kind of see a river little area and go play on a playground. And Felicity was just being a goofball, of course. It was cute. Drinking some Diet Dr. Pepper today. Man, you get like those mini cans. Every once in a while, I'll be like, oh, that looks really good, especially with some like crushed ice or some pebble ice. Like, oh my gosh. And it's just the right amount. Like I feel like a lot of times with diet soda, if I'm going to drink it, like soda in general, but like if I'm going to drink it, it's probably going to be a diet something. Unless it's a Coca-Cola Classic or a Sprite. Okay. Anyway, or root beer. All right. My point is, I feel like I can't anymore drink. Like if you were to get like a whole thing, and maybe I'm alone in this and you guys can do it, but the bubbles, I feel like I can't do that much carbonation. It's just the same. Like I used to drink sparkling water all the time, like multiple cans a day. And I kept wondering, I'm like, why am I so bloated? And like my stomach's like, I always not feeling great. And then when I cut back on carbonated drinks, it helped me a lot. And that's a personal thing. It might not affect you in that way, but it definitely for a while was. So once I figured that out, I've been feeling great. Anywho, so I'm going to get the rest of this folded. I hope you guys are having a good day wherever you are. Maybe you're folding laundry too. What are you doing? What do you tend, like, I feel like I watch the most YouTube when I'm doing laundry. So honestly, like once I'm done chatting with you guys, I'm probably gonna pull up a YouTube video and like have it on and watch it. That's generally when I get my best watching done. But I realized the difference between me and Tyler is I watch YouTube as my like free time thing to watch, whereas he watches like TV shows. So he'll like watch shows on his own, and we of course have all of our shows we watch together. But the shows we watch together are pretty much all of the shows I watch, because all my other time when I'm watching something is YouTube. But he does not watch YouTube as avidly as I do. He watches some for sure, but so it's just kind of funny. And I keep thinking like, gosh, I should watch my own show. Like, and so I started the show Shrinking, and that one's on Apple TV. And when I mentioned that, I feel like in an Instagram story or something, so many of you guys were like, oh my gosh, I love that show. Keep watching it. So I'm on like episode 3 or 4, and I am definitely really enjoying it so far. So I'll be curious where it's going, but I'm definitely enjoying it so far. I feel like Apple TV, they have a lot of good shows right now. Of course, as I'm saying that, I can't think of a single one, but every time I scroll through, I'm like, oh, I love that show. I love that show. I love that show. Anyway, all right, I'm going to get this stuff finished and folded. Okay, but whatever I do watch, I need to watch quietly because Felicity is napping, and I didn't think she would actually fall asleep based on how the napping laying downage was going down. But then I just checked, and she actually is asleep. I'm like, oh, so whatever I watch, it's gotta be quiet. It's the thing, we actually just share a wall, so like I feel like anything going on in here, she generally can hear. She's got her white noise machine on, but anyway. Okay, some of you guys out there are going to be interested in this. I have been testing out 2 pillows. This is the one I've been using. Okay, testing out. This has been my pillow for the past year. It dips in. So if you see the shape of it, it's meant for like side sleepers. So you'd have your neck coming in here, and then it literally is farther in. And so when you're laying on your back, it's kind of holding your neck at an appropriate height. But then when you turn over on your side, it needs to be a little higher and a little firmer. It has worked great. It got rid of my neck pain. So honestly though, because of the shape, like sometimes I'm in a position where I'm like, I don't want this many shapes. But like I said, I haven't been in pain for like a year, and that's a big deal. So it's one of those things. So I was like, let me just see what else is out there out of curiosity, because I've had this one a while, but I'm probably going to end up going back to this one because I'm trying this one. It's from the brand either Co-op or Coop. I don't know. This is meant for side and back sleepers. And the idea, I literally slept on it one night, so the jury is still out. But the idea is that you can lay on it here on your back, but then when you flip over to your side, you can kind of have your arm wedged underneath this. And so you can kind of naturally push the pillow up. Again, it's supposed to be really good for that. They actually give you fill, and I can refill it or take some fill out. I might take some fill out. I felt like I wanted less here, but then more here. And I don't know. And then I'm thinking about it as I'm laying in bed, and I'm like, well, that's kind of what this pillow does. But again, this one's like way more firm and a little more memory foam, and this one's like actual fill. So I'm going to keep sleeping with it. This company brand, whatever, has like a 100-day sleep guarantee where I could get a return. So I'm going to sleep with it at least for a couple weeks, give it the old college try, because I feel like anytime you try a new pillow, like it's just kind of weird for a little bit. So we'll see. Let me know if you have a pillow that you absolutely love and recommend. Like I said, honestly, this one hasn't been giving me problems, but sometimes I just don't want so much foaminess, but also I'm not in pain, so I don't know. I wanted to thank Ritual for sponsoring this portion of the video. I love Ritual's multivitamin. I have got my family taking them. My parents, I think I sent a bottle of the 50 plus for women and for men to their house. They looked into it, loved it, and that's what they've been taking for the past, I think maybe 1.5 years now. But I absolutely love it because Ritual is made traceable. That means that anything that they have put in their multivitamin, you can see why it is in there, where they sourced it from, and even how their products are validated. So I feel really good knowing exactly what it is that I'm putting in my body every single day, month after month. So the Ritual Essential for Women 18 Plus is a clinically backed, high quality multivitamin. It's meant to help fill key nutrient gaps in your diet. And I love that the ingredients are in the bioavailable forms. It's a format that your body can actually utilize. But I also love that they are third-party tested, gluten-free, they are vegan-friendly, they are non-GMO certified, and they're formulated without major allergens. So I feel really good about taking Ritual multivitamins. I took their prenatal when I was pregnant, and if you're in a season of maybe trying to conceive, you can take the prenatal ahead of time just to kind of help your body get ready for that. That's what I typically do. So they're super easy to take. It is 2 delayed release capsules that are essenced with mint. So that means they're extra gentle on the stomach, which I love. You can take it with or without food. Done. So easy. And the other thing I love, it's subscription based, so you never run out. It is super easy. It's just something you can have on autopilot. So if you want to get started and try out Ritual for yourself or maybe for your family, you can go to ritual.com/braun25. That'll get you 25% off your first order. Also got a QR code on screen if it's easier to scan it. Thank you so much to Ritual for sponsoring this part of the video. I've loved you for years. There's the Mr. Woodpecker. Look at him go. Oh, he's cute. He's going to town. Why is it that they do that? Does anyone know? I mean, I can Google it, but just curious. He's cute. Look at all his colors. Okay, Tyler and I got a new popcorn maker because we make popcorn when we're like a lot. I was going to say at least once a week, sometimes more. And we're usually making more than one batch in our like smaller maker.
Like our air popcorn maker?
Yeah. So this is basically the same-ish thing, but you can make way more. This is probably 3 times what we can make in the other thing. And we'll usually keep it left over for like a day or 2 for snacks.
It says, keep your other bowls clean.
But you'll still have one to clean.
Still got to clean a bowl, though.
Yeah, so we're going to see how this works because it looked amazing.
There's 3 reservoirs. Each one holds a 1/4 cup.
Okay.
And so this is going to be a lot of popcorn, but a lot of times we'll make one whole thing of air pop popcorn and then make another one. So this, in theory, we can do. So it said to put a little bit of oil at the bottom.
So you know, the kids aren't happy. These are happy noises, okay? Yeah, for anyone worried, this is how they're playing right now.
By the way, it said do not put this on top because the steam needs to escape. But this
it did say if you were using butter, I see.
You just put butter on top and then
it melts in slowly. Isn't that genius?
But this will be the bottom of the bowl when you flip it over. But
nice.
Don't put it on while it's making.
That makes sense.
The steam has to escape.
Yeah, sure.
And then there's just a little switch. That takes 3 to 4 minutes.
Okay, we'll see you in a minute. Smells amazing. Took about 5 minutes, I'd say. I love
They're popped.
They're popped. Did a great job. We haven't salted them yet, though. Tastes like popcorn. Okay, we just got back from a family walk, which was mostly pleasant.
80% pleasant.
Yeah,
85.
Yeah, it was pretty good. We've had worse, and what I mean by that, of course, is, you know, the general mood of the family. Anyway, but we are back. I'm making some dinner. I'm making a recipe we loved. I mean, when was it that we were always making this? A couple years ago?
Yeah, we made it all the time.
And then it's like we got tired of it or something. It's sesame chicken noodles. They are so good. And it's from, remember her? I forgot about Chrissy Teigen. That aside, this recipe is so good. And I will say, we make it even easier. I'm going to show you. So the recipe itself, you'd think it looks like hard. You basically just make a sauce on the side and make the noodles. That's pretty much it. Like, that is truly it. Is so easy. Hold on. Now, she has you like boil chicken and like do it. And it's an easy way to make the chicken. But honestly, to make it even easier, we're just gonna use these chicken breast strips. If you've never had these, they are so good. They have like rotisserie seasoning on it. They are insanely good, but it's grilled. It's not breaded. So not as healthy, if you will, as like just a regular chicken breast, but certainly healthier than like breaded. So anyway, but it tastes unbelievable. The reason we bought this, we got it at Costco because we saw them, there was like a sample or whatever, and we tasted them at Costco and we were like, how are these this good? That's insane. So really good on salad, probably gonna be insanely good in this anyway. So I'll show you it. I wish you guys could taste this because the taste of this is so good. So anyway, we're hungry, we're excited. So, all of that to say, I'm throwing these in the oven though, because you can microwave them and they're okay, it's okay. But it's better. It's better in the oven or stove top. Yeah, you can do it in a skillet as well. Also, you can air fry it. So there you go. All right, so we've got the chicken done. I've got the pasta just about done. And I made an absolute mess, but here's the sauce. Okay, here is the finished product. I will say this is a 10 out of 10 for both of us. It is so, so good. So I'll see if I can find like a digital copy, like maybe she has this in a blog or something online to link, because I'm telling you, it is easier than it appears, and it tastes restaurant quality. So good. Yeah, I'm currently stretching because I'm going to do a walk. I might try a walk around, but I don't know if I'm feeling it. I just started my period, so I'm feeling like not doing anything. But I got a decent amount of sleep last night. I'm like, I feel okay. So I'm like, I want to do something, but I'm not. Today would be a day I would typically do some kind of cardio, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure the cardio today is going to be a nice walk on the treadmill. It's actually like 54 out right now here at the bus stop. That's what it felt like. And the high is only like 68. It's feeling like fall weather, which is exciting. But it also might rain, because I thought about going on a walk outside and I was like, I don't think so. Anywho, but I'm having one of those days where I feel like my back is so like locked up. I'm like, do you guys think it's the pillow? Do you think it's the pillow? Maybe it's the pillow. Maybe I should return the pillow. I don't know. Well, if you want real life, here it is. Felicity's been getting up in the middle of the night for the past few weeks and coming into our bed and sleeping there. And while I do love it, my sweet little baby, Dale, but I also know that, like, okay, we can't do this forever. And so we have this little blow-up mattress at the end of the bed. In the past few days, she got all excited about it. She brought toys in. She was like, okay, if I get up in the middle of the night, I'll come here and set in your bed. Yeah, we're trying anything, okay? Anyway, well, of course, guess what? She has not used it a single time, so we're probably just going to deflate it. I'm not even sure if it's a good idea. I asked her after the first night, like, honey, why did you end up in bed with us? Why didn't you end up in that bed? And she was like, well, because it wasn't cozy like your bed. Like, well, it's hard to argue that. But I'm like, I try to remind myself, I'm like, she's not going to be sleeping in our bed forever. And I really do. I mean, it is so cozy and cute. And I love waking up and seeing her little curls like right in my face. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll take any tips you have, though, below. Have you experienced this? Did something work for you? I think she's just kind of going through a thing. You know what I mean? Whether it's a sleep regression or what, but it also, I mean, she recently moved to her big girl bed. And so I think, and that was a few months ago now, but even still, I think that's a piece of it. So we'll find our way, but I will take any tips or advice you have. Loving that spray. I just sprayed on my face. It feels so good. I feel like it like makes your skin just a little bit hydrated beforehand too. I throw on some sunscreen. We have another meeting with a financial person today. So when I stopped teaching a few years ago, I basically, I'm going to expose my lack of financial literacy with some of this, but basically all of the retirement accounts with my teaching, and I taught in 2 different school districts, so I had like 2 different accounts. Basically, we needed someone to take all of those and combine them into one, and into something that we could also be putting into now with my current job being, of course, YouTube. And so we found a financial planner basically that was able to do all of that and make sure that we have retirement set up that, like I said, we can add to with the jobs we have right now, and who knows what the future holds, but we wanted to be smart about that, I guess is what I'm saying. So she has helped us immensely, and now I don't feel like I have like 100 random retirement accounts from different school districts and this, that, and the other. And so that has been really nice having that done. So we basically just meet with her every year and kind of see how we're doing when it comes to retirement and see if we need to make any changes, ask her for advice when it comes to, all kinds of stuff. So, and she's lovely. We just like hit the jackpot with her. So we have a meeting with her at like noon. And so I'm trying to decide if I want to have eat lunch before or after that. I feel like I'll be hungry during it, so maybe I should eat it before, We'll see where I land. I'm going to put on the Wet n Wild skin tint. Do you know what I got in the mail? Oh my gosh, I got to find it. Hold on. Is this it? Yay! Hold on. I got the pump that is supposed to fit on that Maybelline skin tint. That is like my current go-to favorite. And it came with 2, which actually works because I do have 2 shades. So here we go. Let's see if it fits. Every review said it fits. I was checking on Reddit. I was checking everywhere. like a glove. Like a glove. Oh my gosh. This is a game changer. I can't wait to throw this away. That drove me crazy. It looks so pretty, man. They should have released it this way, and then it's got its own little lid. Now I'm like, I love this Wet n Wild one. I wonder if it'll fit on there too. I might try it, but see, well, anyway, okay. I can link if you're wanting this exact one so that you know it fits. I'll put the link below in the description box. But you know I love this stuff. I don't know why I'm showing you swatch. Anyway. Well, now I want to wear that. Maybe I'll swerve. Should we test it and see if the other one fits on the Wet n Wild? I feel like it's going to. I know how I'm going to test it. I'm going to put this one on. Okay, so the Maybelline one fits on the Wet n Wild, so that tells me that this would fit if you love this as well. That same pump will fit on this. I might just get another 2-pack and you know what I mean? And just have one for this and then have one for my more summery Maybelline shade. I am so excited. That was the best like $6 I've ever spent. It's the little things, you know? Man, what a win. And it looks cuter too. But anyway, I think I am going to wear the Wet n Wild one. I love this stuff and I sometimes forget, but I want to put on a like glowy, or not glowy primer. I'm going to do the Power Grip primer. But yeah, so we've got that meeting today. I'm going to get that done. I need to run a few errands, but I don't know if I'll do that today. I feel like that's the theme. Every week I'm like, well, I got a few errands to run. I wonder when I'll actually do it. I don't know. We'll see. We also have quite a few, because of like just various reasons, being sick or travel, we have quite a few makeup swim lessons. And so I'm like, we need to start doubling up. Like we usually just go once a week. I'm like, we need to just kind of schedule a few and maybe do one tonight. Cause I don't want those to go to waste. Cause I mean, we paid for them. You know what I mean? I don't want those to just sit unused. So we'll see. We might double down while the weather's nice. I mean, the swim class is inside, but still it's not fun to do swim lessons, I will say, in the winter. Okay, I'm just gonna put the other one on the Wet n Wild. Hold on.
This is so exciting.
Oh, it's literally right next to me. What is your go-to quick thing you do with your hair when I just washed my hair and I was like, all right, I don't really have time to style it. What is your go-to thing? I feel like mine changes over the years. Right now, my go-to style is I blow dry it kind of straight and then just pull it up in a clip. That's my go-to. I feel like I'm still put together. Oh no, it's not fitting. Well, how is that possible? Well, I'm glad I tried it before a bunch of y'all bought it. But how could... That doesn't really make any sense why it doesn't. Oh, there we go. I think you just got to give it a like little shove. There we go. Okay. Let me make sure it's not going to like leak out. No, yeah. Okay. So just, you might need to give it a little, you know what I mean? This is so cool. That makes this look way cooler too. Man. Okay. I just realized I have some on my forehead. So let me blend some of that in. But yeah, I love this Wet n Wild stuff too. This so surprised me. But I do think both of these products are made even better by having some kind of primer underneath. Anyhow, so that's the day. We'll see. That sesame chicken noodle, I will say, so I doubled the sauce recipe if you end up making it. And I think I would double it again. I ended up writing that down, but I put all of the sauce on the pasta and it was too much sauce. So we also used like a chickpea spaghetti, and the texture, I mean, you know, we've all had those kinds. It just wasn't quite right. So I think next time I'll make it with regular pasta. It calls for fettuccine. I mean, you do whatever you want. But anyway, we just needed to use it up. So it was still a 10 out of 10 in the flavors, but definitely using regular pasta is nice if you can. Double the sauce, but just have, I think I'd put like 1.5, maybe just 1 serving of it on there, like the recipe says. But Tyler's a sauce king. So he always wants more. He was like, no, I think the sauce level is perfect. I'm like, no, it was way too much. So we'll have some on the side for him if I double the sauce next time. Anyway, but it's so good, you guys. I'm telling you. So easy. And with that rotisserie frozen chicken stuff, if you bake it or air fry it, it's so much better. Like if you microwave it, I feel like, anytime you're microwaving chicken, you know, it gets a little weird. It's not quite as good. So, but I was telling Tyler, I'm like, you know what? If you're looking for a healthier option from like, if you love like chicken strips, who doesn't? If you're into that, those rotisserie chickens, like if you bake them or air fry them, the taste is so incredible. Like I could see myself just like for a quick lunch, just throwing those in the oven and having like 3 or 4 of those strips and dipping them in like buffalo sauce or something. I'm like, they're actually that good. So if you can find them, I'm just piling on, aren't I? I keep forgetting what I'm doing when I'm talking to you guys. Get distracted. Okay, I better hang up the phone. I have run to the grocery store. Dinner is ready, but we were out of 2 things that we needed. So here I am, as fast as I can go, getting sour cream and shredded cheese. Buy one, get one free. Oh, I can't pass up that kind of deal. Mozzarella. Well, good morning, friends. It is like 10 a.m. I'm about to do my second cup of coffee. We're out of half and half, so I think I've got some out here from our double pack that we got. Jackpot. Yay! So a project I am hoping to get done at some point today, and I wanted to share with you guys, is kind of looking at my jewelry that I have and reorganizing it. So when we moved into our house, we designed a little like closet thing that we installed in our closet at IKEA. It was much cheaper than like having a company design it and come out. And luckily like Tyler could install it. So that was nice. That was great actually. It saved us a lot of money. So we're pretty happy. Like our closet is a walk-in closet that has a decent amount of room, but it's, I mean, you know, I've seen friends of mine that have walk-in closets that are double, triple the size. I'm like, oh my gosh. But I'm grateful for the space that I do have. So I try to be really smart about how things are organized in there. And one thing I really like that we did in this little like closet design was having these like thin drawers for jewelry. And I'll show it to you in just a second. It's been generally great, but the only thing I will say right now is I need a better solution for my necklaces, because I find that I don't always want to clasp them and hang them on the little hangy thing I have, and I'll show you that too. So I was looking on Amazon trying to find like, okay, there's got to be a better solution out there that is a little like the same thing. It doesn't need to be complicated, but where I don't have to reclasp it, because then what happens is I have like 5 necklaces that just sit on my like counter in the bathroom or in the closet that I just never put away, and then I lose them because they fall down on the floor and then they get kicked under something. That's happened numerous times. So I'm hoping to solve this problem. I think I found something that is perfect. So we're gonna try it out together. Fingers crossed. And then I've got to let Pinocchio in. He says, come on, Mom. I said, who are you talking to? Handsome boy. I'm also cramping like crazy, TMI or not, I don't know, but I had Midol, and I don't typically have, like usually if I'm having cramp, I just take like ibuprofen or something and move on. But I was like, you know what, let me try. So like a month or 2 ago, I bought some Midol and took it, and it works really well, but I kept getting like the shakes, and I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, maybe I've had too much caffeine. I'm like, no, we're still doing the half. I hadn't had that much that day, and I realized most Midol, like it has caffeine in it. I'm like, oh, and I think it was like each capsule has 60 milligrams. So it tells you to take 2, that's 120. And another issue I had was that I don't know why I'm like so low here. I couldn't sleep one night last month. And I mean, I am wide awake, and I'm like, what is going on? Well, I had taken Midol like an hour or 2 before bed. So I had all kinds of caffeine in my system at like 8 p.m. So anyway, finally, I'm glad I figured that out. So I found Pamperin. Actually, Tyler got it for me at the store. He was at the store and he was like, hey, did you want this on the list? So he looked and he found Pamperin, and it does not have caffeine. So we're trying that today, and I'm hoping it works because these cramps are... But I will say those seem to help a lot with like the bloating and all of that. Additionally, whereas when I just take like ibuprofen, for example, it helps with the cramps, but it doesn't help with the bloating. So I'm hoping it helps with both. We'll see. I'm having one of those days where I look around the house and I'm like, oh my gosh, every little corner has stuff that needs to be cleaned up. Toys, socks, random, a return, you know. Anyway, today is not that day though. Okay. All right. Let me show you what I'm working with. So these are the thin drawers that I'm talking about. So they're amazing. I got these little organizers long ago. They've worked great generally for, you know, whatever I need them for. However, it's not this that's the issue per se. I've got this little area, but again, this is just like this big open thing that, I mean, it works, but I feel like there could be better. So I had this, and that also works, especially for bracelets that might get like a little more tangled, but I need one like this size. So that's a future project. That's not today's issue, really. It is this. So this is not the issue. This is the new thing. What I had down here was, so this is the thing I originally had in this third drawer. Again, it really didn't serve a purpose. I used to put like sunglasses on it. However, this drawer is too thin, so a lot of times the sunglasses would get caught. And honestly, I only keep a certain amount of sunglasses. I keep them downstairs by my purse, so they just never lived up here. I have like my old Apple Watch things. These should probably be Goodwilled. I think this is one that actually works. But again, I don't typically keep these in here. So it really was not serving a purpose. It was just wasted space. So I found these ones on Amazon. So I've got 2 to try out. This one is, you know, kind of flimsy, but like flimsy in that, you know, but it's kind of perfect. So I threw a few of these on here just to see. So like this one's actually clasped. Oh, no, it's not. See, it's perfect. So you can clasp them and store them this way, but I don't have to. And my concern was, you know, I usually want them shut so that they're not as easily getting tangled with other necklaces. But if they're separated like this, it's not as much of an issue. So let me show you. This is another cool little thing we added. I don't even know. I'm assuming IKEA still does closet things, but this is something that has worked great. I have my necklaces hanging here. However, you can see I have a couple like double and triple stacked. Probably not a good idea, but I also can't really hang things on here unless they're clasped. And if I do, like this right here, it shakes around and I worry that it's going to get all tangled with things next to it. I've had necklaces just fall down. I can feel that there's one down there right now. Oh, that's where that one went. Okay, so anyway, so I'm not going to get rid of this. I'm going to keep it, but what I might do is have like my chunkier ones or whatever up here and then have more dainty ones down here. I'm hopeful that I can avoid this, which is I like having this little tray here to be able to throw my rings or whatever. But this is what happens. I get lazy at the end of the night. See there, there's a necklace right there. I have one sitting outside of it at all times. Here's another one that's probably getting all messed up. And that's my absolute favorite one. So I'm hopeful that at least with the necklaces, like I don't mind if there's some bracelets, rings and stuff like that in here. I just don't want those strewn in there. And I've gotten lazier in my old age. Okay. So I'm just trying to make my life easier. So let's see, can I do this with one hand and with this not being clasped? Maybe, you know what? I might turn this around. I feel like it makes more sense facing the other way, but we'll see. Yeah, this is so nice. So if you need a little jewelry solution, so far so good. We'll see as I use this more time, but there's this one too. And this one feels way nicer. I will say that, like this feels nice, but I think you are supposed to have it clasped and then you just kind of like loop it onto these little things. These kind of feel like, you know, the back of a picture frame where you have to like bend back the thing to put a new picture in. It kind of has that feeling where it can bend back and forth. So I don't know if this will be super helpful, but the other thought was I could put bracelets in this one and just not clasp them at all. Because those I'm not as concerned about them getting as tangled because most of them aren't really, well, no, but that doesn't totally work because a lot of my bracelets are just like already pre-circled. I don't know. We'll see. So that is the setup. If you were curious, I'm hopeful. I feel like this is kind of the perfect solution for what I need right now. Okay. I did end up looking and I did find basically this size, but with compartments like this so that hopefully I could then organize my bracelets a little bit better. But this is perfect. So I think I'm going to return this one, maybe just get a second one of these to have back behind there, even though it's not as well made. I think I just prefer this shape and style more. So I think I'm going to return that one, get a second one of these maybe. And then, like I said, the bracelet one I just ordered, it was like $12. So that'll be nice. Honestly, when I organized this stuff, it was when we first got this closet put in, which was probably 7 years ago, and I never really looked at it again. So this is a lot more useful for the way I use my jewelry now. I think a lot of times, like, I know I do this, we in life, like when you move into a space, you don't really question, like once you kind of have things moved in, a lot of times wherever you move things in, that's just where they live forever. And you could live in that space for 20 years and it's not always the place that makes the most sense. And I'm trying to be better about removing what I'm used to from the equation and really thinking about, wait a minute, where do we need this thing to be? Where does it make sense? One example was when we moved in, we put all of our beach towels in our like linen closet, towel closet, whatever here. And so when we got a hot tub, we were very excited about it. We were constantly getting the towels from up here, or now like, especially when the kids were younger, we were constantly coming all the way up to get towels, or if they're in the backyard and they're dirty, I'm having to come all the way up here to grab a towel. Don't come in, you're dirty, let me go get. And it made more sense to us to have these beach towels on the main level where we actually use them the most. So it's that kind of thing, like breaking through, like, where does this make sense? You know? I realized I never cleaned up after myself here when I filmed this desk the other day. I've got like trash and all kinds of nonsense. Oh, I'm curious if you guys have any book recommendations. I feel like I have been in somewhat of a rut lately when it comes to that. Like, first of all, it's taken me forever to finish the couple of books I've been reading. It feels like I've been reading them for forever. I'm not super into them. I was kind of taking a break from heavy books for a while because I was like, okay, the one I'd read that was so emotional for me, the Kristen Hanna one, The Nightingale. But I'm like, okay, I think I'm ready though for something, because I like a meaty book. I like a really good story. And while I enjoy, you know, a beach read type book, I feel like I'm kind of reading 2 of those right now. And I'm like, all right, I need something more. I need something meatier. So let me know if you have like one book that you're like, oh my gosh, Jessica, you would probably love this. I like historical fiction. Is this too pink right now? It's that Revlon one. Ooh, it clashes with the orange back there, I'll tell you that. Anyway, so yeah, let me know if you have any recommendations. The 2 I'm reading right now, I don't even know what they're called. Is that insane? I'm really trying to catch up. I was reading the Bible in a year, or what's it called? The Bible recap, but you read it in a year. And I got a little behind when we were traveling and just over the summer. And so I've been trying to play catch up by trying to do like more than one day at a time. But then there's a part of me that's like, I don't want to rush through this. Like, I don't need to get it done by a certain time. I just want to have read the Bible once through at least in my lifetime, and I never have. So anyway, so I feel like that's been taking up a lot of my time in the evening when I'm actually able to read like in bed. So anyway, let me know if you have any recommendations. I'm trying to remember which shade of this worked. Anyway, I figure I should probably sign off because, as always, I end up with these 45-minute vlogs. Some of you guys might not mind, but others do. I don't know. I try to strike a balance. Like, I feel like I aim for about 30 minutes of content. And in the end, I upload the footage and I'm like, oh no, I've got 45 minutes of content. Anyway, but I hope that you enjoyed this vlog. Thank you again to Ritual for sponsoring a portion of today's video. If you want to get 25% off your first order of Ritual, you can do so by going to ritual.com/braun25. Again, they have something for every age bracket, whatever it is you're going through in life, they have something for you. And I have used it for so long and absolutely love it. You can also scan the QR code that has been on the screen here too. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end. Check out if you missed any of my recent vlogs. I will put my most recent vlog before this one right up here if you want to check it out next. I'll link it below for you. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, friends.